gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds in the super featherweight division. This bout is brought to you by Mark Nielsen of Nielsen Boxing in association with John Trethui of TM14 Promotions and their proud sponsors, Allegra and Gladius. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your area representative, Chaz Coakley, your timekeeper at the bell, Anne Marie Randall, and your third man in charge of the action in the ring, referee Rocky Israel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. She's wearing the black and yellow. Her official weight of 129.3 pounds. Hailing from Grimsby, England, United Kingdom. Introducing Alisha Lewis. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. She's wearing the black and pink. Her official weight of 130.3 pounds. Hailing from Cambridgeshire, England, United Kingdom. Introducing Shona Whitwell.
All right, ladies, you already know the rules. Above all, protect yourself and obey my command at all times. Now touch gloves and good luck.
Seconds out, round one.
Super featherweight contest for 2-minute rounds between Shona Whitwell and Alisha Lewis. Shona Whitwell in the southpaw stance, the taller boxer, stablemate of Maisie Rose Courtney, who is joining us on the mic this evening. You know Shona well. How was she feeling leading up to her second professional contest tonight? She's made a fantastic start, dominant already.
Well, the thing is with Shona, she's a world-class fighter and she has been throughout her amateurs, so I'm in no shock that she's coming out here all guns blazing, do you know what I mean? And she's in the gym, laying in the massive body shots there, and that's all she does. She beats me up all the time. It's not hard work, do you know what I mean? But she's a furious fighter and is very clinical, smart, and as she goes on...
Jesus. And she's already piled on the pressure here. Referee's taking a good look, and Alisha Lewis is down. Referee issuing a mandatory 8 count. Shona Whitwell could be the boxer that gives us the first stoppage of our night. This could be a showreel finish.
Fair play.
Referee allowing the action to continue. Like Maisie Rose just said, Shona Whitwell comes to the ring with a vast amount of experience. Again, piling on the pressure. She's landing body shots, head shots. She's just tied up. Referee just pulls them apart.
Good boxing from Shona.
That was a lovely
Works well behind the jab. Alisha Lewis almost falls into us here at ringside. Referee.
That's the most action I've had that we would have all night, wouldn't it? In me.
And again, Whitwell's come out ferocious. She's...
That's a brilliant body work.
Last 10 seconds,
Shona.
she's finishing just as strongly as what she started. This is a 2-minute round contest, and referee steps in right at the end of the first round. Shona Whitwell gets a first round stoppage in her second professional contest. She comes out all guns blazing, and she has finished the job in just 2 minutes. Maisie Rose, what did you make of that?
Well, it was nothing I wasn't expecting. You know, the thing is with Shona, she puts herself so high, and it's like she always wants to do better than what she does. And from her debut, she was very excited, very, let's say, over-eager. But that was kind of perfect. You can't get any better than that. So what she's learned from her debut to now, it's mental.
Well, we're getting really excited here at ringside. The crowd's going wild for Shona Whitwell, and Maisie Rose Courtney just tells us this is exactly what she expected. She didn't expect any different. She knew Shona Whitwell was going to come out all guns blazing. She did. She She finished the job in the first round. This was a 2-minute round contest, but finished it in the first. The round goes quick, but she was quicker. What did you make of that, Dan?
I was really impressed with how aggressive she came out. You could tell what was on her mind, the mentality of, look, I'm taking you out. She didn't try, you know, come boxing, tippy-tap. It was straight aggression, intention, and I really like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute and 59 seconds of round 1. The winner by TKO, Shona Whitwell.
Well, that was a sensational performance from Shona Whitwell. She showed her class, she showed her power, she showed her fighting spirit in there and finished the job in just 1 round.
That was so quick, I didn't even get to speak on her accolades, the stuff she's done. It was so fast, you know, we didn't even get to that, but I don't need to speak about it. The action, it spoke for itself. So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing her out again. And I think she's going to climb the rank very, very fast. You know, there's not a big pool of female boxers, so I can't see why her next fight maybe can't. What was that, a 6-rounder? 4, yeah, go on straight into a 6th round and then who knows from there, but that was brilliant.
2 minutes, and you know, at the end of the day, she's boxed the likes of Sandy Ryan, Amy Andrew, Kelly Harrington, who's an Olympic gold medalist. She's boxed the best of the best in the country, in the world, so, you know, no doubt as she progresses through the professional ranks, she will progress quickly.
Shona Whitwell, congratulations, 2-0 tonight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm buzzing after that performance, to be honest. I don't even think I've broke a sweat.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, 1 minute and 15 seconds of round 1 that was. You must have spent more time warming up than you spent in there.
Yeah, I had a good warm-up for this one. To be honest, I just felt like I had a point to prove. I've got to catch the eyes of these promoters, and if I ain't done it, then I don't know what will.
Talk to me a little bit about this point that you feel that you need to prove. Is that so you can kind of get on those big platforms, get on those big promotions?
You know, I've had a good pedigree as an amateur, been on Team GB, been to Olympic qualifiers. Starting off as a pro, I feel like I'm back to square one again, so having to make a name for myself, build myself up. But yeah, I'm just trying to catch the eyes of these promoters because, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about your amateur pedigree. You essentially won everything there was to win as an amateur. You spent 8 years in Team GB. How much does that pedigree contribute to performances like this?
Yeah, massively. You know, to be honest, I know it was a 4-rounder. I wanted a 6-rounder, that's what I trained for. But I weren't going to rush my work, even though it looked like I did. But I knew I just had to pick the gaps with that girl because she was just going to try and go the full distance. So I feel like, you know, my amateur pedigree helped me towards that, picking my shots.
Yeah, of course, it's all in that experience, isn't it? You know, you've had the time where you've been able to suss out different styles of boxers in the ring. You're a tricky southpaw as well, so you're able to kind of pick holes in that. You know, in terms of opponents, what did you make of her?
Yeah, I think she's tough. She can obviously take a shot. A bit different to the girl I had on my debut, who was just coming forward, coming at me. This girl was kind of on the back foot, so I had to adapt as I am a back foot boxer. So it's good for me to get these different styles in and also box different styles myself. So yeah.
Well, listen, I've heard you say in an interview that you shared the ring as an amateur, you know, with the top names, the top prospects, all these girls who are now pushing on for titles. And the pool of women in boxing is, you know, notoriously small. So how long do you think it will be until you can push on for titles, and do you have that in your sights?
Yeah, 100%. Maybe like towards the end of next year, I'd like to be in sights for that. You know, I'm at super feather now rather than lightweight. I feel strong, I feel ready. I know there's a few girls out there for a good matchup. You know, hopefully waiting for a British title to come in at super feather, and then hopefully we can push on towards that.
The future is so, so bright for you. There's such a hype around you as well. I know everyone was so excited to see you perform tonight. Got a lot of support in the building as well. Do you have a message for the guys that have come out here?
Just so, so grateful and blessed for all the support, everyone that's bought a ticket or streamed in. Just, yeah, I love you guys. I'm so grateful.
That must mean so much to you.
Yeah, 100%. Also, shout out to all my sponsors. I wouldn't be here and wouldn't be able to train full time without them. So thank you to those guys as well.
Well, listen, the future is so bright for you. They don't call you Showtime for nothing. We saw tonight why they give you that name, and we look forward to seeing you go 3-0.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Congrats.